Abraham Lincoln, the self-taught leader who freed a nation and united a people. In every generation, there are people who rise, not because they were born powerful, rich, or lucky, but because they chose to become strong in the face of hardship. Abraham Lincoln was one of those people. He wasn't born into comfort. He didn't have famous parents or elite education. He grew up in a one-room log cabin, lost his mother at age 9, and had less than 1 year of formal schooling. But what he did have was hunger for knowledge, for truth, and for justice. That hunger turned a poor boy from the frontier into one of the greatest presidents in American history. A man who held the nation together through civil war, abolished slavery, and inspired the world with humility, perseverance, and moral vision. If you're a young person today facing challenges, doubts, or setbacks, Lincoln's life reminds you, your future is not defined by where you start, it's defined by what you stand for. Who was Abraham Lincoln? Born in 1809 in rural Kentucky, Lincoln worked as a farmhand, rail splitter, shopkeeper, and lawyer before entering politics. He faced defeat after defeat, lost elections, failed business ventures, personal tragedies, but he never gave up. He was known for his honesty, calm demeanor, and deep empathy. People called him Honest Abe because they trusted him, even when they disagreed. When the United States was tearing apart over slavery, Lincoln didn't take the easy path. He ran for president on a message of unity and moral courage. When war broke out, he didn't run from it. He shouldered it. He carried the weight of a divided nation, wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, and spoke words that would live forever, like the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural. Then, just days after the war ended, Lincoln was assassinated, giving his life for the cause he refused to abandon. What can you learn from Abraham Lincoln? Lincoln didn't just lead a country. He left a legacy of resilience, leadership, and humility that speaks to every generation, especially yours. Here's how you can apply his lessons today. Your past doesn't define you. Lincoln had no privilege, no connections, no Ivy League education. He taught himself by reading borrowed books by candlelight. He failed in business. He lost elections. People mocked his looks, his voice, even his depression. But he didn't let those things stop him. He said, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." You don't need perfect circumstances to rise. You need persistence, courage, and a willingness to grow. Where you start matters far less than where you're willing to go. Stand for what's right, even when it's hard. Lincoln didn't play it safe. He stood up against slavery in a time when that could cost you everything. He believed that every person has value, and he led a war-torn nation toward that truth, step by step. He said, "Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves." Doing the right thing isn't always popular, but it is always powerful. If you want the world to change, start by standing up for those without a voice, for truth when it's uncomfortable, and for justice when it's inconvenient. Master the art of listening and leading. Lincoln wasn't a loud or aggressive leader. He was a listener. He surrounded himself with people who disagreed with him, called it a team of rivals, and made decisions based on wisdom, not ego. He believed leadership wasn't about being the smartest, it was about bringing people together to serve a greater good. He said, "I don't like that man. I must get to know him better." In a world of division and noise, Lincoln reminds us that real leadership builds bridges, not walls. Be the person who listens, who thinks, and who leads with humility and strength. Turn pain into purpose. Lincoln faced incredible personal suffering. He lost children, battled depression, and carried the emotional weight of war and death on his shoulders. But he never let suffering destroy him. He let it deepen his empathy, sharpen his focus, and fuel his mission. He said, "I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go." When life is heavy, follow Lincoln's example. Don't break, bend, learn, pray, rise, and turn your pain into something that helps others heal. Why this matters today. In an age where image is valued more than character and success is confused with fame, Abraham Lincoln calls us back to what truly matters: truth, service, humility, and grit. He didn't just save a nation, he shaped a model of leadership that the world still looks up to. If he could rise from poverty and pain to change history, so can you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need applause. You just need to be committed to something bigger than yourself and strong enough to stand through storms. Like Lincoln, become someone worth following. Someone who speaks with wisdom, serves with conviction, and never gives up on what's right.